Going for a drive this morning. I've been seeing a few dingoes on the trail camera down here in the corner of my place again. It's dried out enough now that I can start trapping again, so I'm taking my dog for a run. And yeah, before I put any traps out, I'll take him for a run around and see sort of where he's interested in sniffing and marking his territory. It would be a good idea to set up some traps in that spot. Quite a few dog prints along this track right here. They're not as big as him, obviously. I'm just holding him back so he doesn't rip over the top of them, but see right there, that's about half the size of his paws. Okay, so that's a good spot right there. Take notice of where he just stood while he was marking that. I'll drop a trap off here. Get out. Quite a lot of prints all along this road here. Good sign, hopefully I'll get them. He's just gone off the road and having a very good sniff off in there too, but he didn't mark his territory and there's nothing really to tie it to out in the middle there. Oh. Try another one there. Worth a shot. Just setting up some grain soaked in molasses here as well. I'll set up a trail camera on one of these trees, see if I can get this big pig that's been hanging around for a few months. I'm still yet to see him in person. I've seen him on the camera a few times, but he's definitely been digging up around here. Not in recent days or anything, but that's definitely from him. He digs very big, deep holes. He's chasing the big ground cockroaches, I think. So this is all just one pig that's been doing all this digging through here. Some of these actually look fairly fresh. There's not too much weeds growing back through them. So hopefully he's still around. We'll see if we can get him on the camera and plan a hunt on that too. Just going to put one blind sort of trap here. That's the grain with molasses. Dogs will sort of come in for any unknown and new smell in their area as well. I think they're likely to come in through one of these sort of paths here. I'll just put one blind trap there somewhere as well, just in case they come in for that. This is one of the spots I've been getting a couple of dingoes on the camera. They've come in for this dead pig that I dumped here. I just had a chook died this morning, so I'm going to throw it in the same spot and I'll set up another trap here somewhere. I'll just tie it to this thing. That should be heavy enough to use as a drag. I won't get too far with that on their leg. Alright, I've got one at this end here, chained onto that tree that's fallen over there. Another one just on this side, wired onto that stump there. Trail camera just here, just to see if I do have any come in and I miss them. Oh, another one here at this first mound of dirt where my dog was marking his territory this morning. Wired onto this fallen over tree here. Similar setup, they'll be able to drag that tree around a bit so the wire shouldn't break, but it'll be pretty easy to tell where he's gone. He won't be able to drag that too far without leaving a trail. It's just in this spot here, so hopefully if he comes in to piss on that anywhere, he should get caught. The last one just on that track coming in, it's wired to that tree there, it's buried on the track. Coming into this grain and molasses. Might get that pig, but anyway, I'll pull his foot out. He's been caught a couple of times in traps here. Got a camera just on the tree here in case anything comes in and I don't trap it, or even if that trap goes off and I don't know what it is, it'd be interesting to know. So got a camera here. Got 5 more traps back along the road down to the creek crossing. So hopefully I'll get a couple of these buggers in, some of them in the next couple of nights. I just have to come down and check them every morning. Don't get anything in probably 3 nights. I'll have to change something up. Alright, just heading out first morning, see if I got anything in these traps. Probably won't have got anything first night, but you never know, you got to check them every day just to make sure. Well, something has moved this chicken out into the middle of the road. I'm guessing probably a wedge-tail eagle. Oh no, this looks like dog prints. Well, I'll check the camera. Oh, that looks like a dog print right there. I think the pan of the trap would be about here, so he's only a couple of inches off it. I think maybe something's unburied that chain a bit. I'll fix that up and I might put this chicken in right next to where this one is. Alright, try again. Went away fishing for a few days, so I had to pull all these traps out. I'm just going back through now and putting them all in. Thought I'd just show you how I set them up. I know I'm going to have a lot of armchair experts telling me I should be wearing gloves and whatnot, but I've talked to a few professional trappers since I started trapping last year and got all the people in the comments telling me I was doing it wrong. And basically the guys that do it for a living, the 2 that I spoke to and another mate that has done a fair bit of it but not professionally, they all reckon the dogs are going to smell that you've been in there anyway. They're going to know you've been there. It's just a matter of hiding your traps and putting them in a place where the dog is likely to step. You're going to get them unless they've already had run-ins with traps and know what they are, which some of these dogs may have. I have trapped a couple here, and yeah, in particular one that got away with the trap on its foot, broke the wire, which is a bit unfortunate. So I think they might know what traps are these days, but not much you can do about that. They are going to smell that I've been here, whether I wear gloves or not. I'd ride through here every couple of days, even if I'm not checking traps, every day when I'm checking traps. So they're going to know that I've been through here. It's just a matter of hiding the traps as well as you can and setting them in a spot where the dog's going to walk. Alright, so this is one of the spots. It's at a meeting of 3 roads here, and it's where my dog pissed when we come through this morning. So I just left a trap here. I've come back to set it up now. So I've dug a little spot to bed it, got it set. I'll bury this chain back through here and have it anchored on this log here. It's a bit of like a drag. They'll be able to drag that off a little bit rather than snapping the wire, but they won't go too far and they'll be pretty easy to track with that big log dragging on their leg. So if I do get one, so then we want to just bed it in solid so it can't move when they step on it. Just gonna chuck a rag over the top of this one. I did used to use the sponge underneath, but they're not 100% reliable. After a while in the dirt they go a bit brittle and hard. I'm gonna just try and use a rag to stop any of that dirt getting in under the trigger. Branch and just make it look a bit more natural. Just cover this chain up. Back to that. That should be okay. If I don't get anything in a couple of nights, I might come and put a bit of urine scent there, something just to get them coming to that spot. My dog pissed there this morning, so that's why I've done it there now. But if I don't get anything, I'll try some lures to bring them in. Oh, I've got one. Take too long to get him. A couple of days. Red dot's not very good at close range apparently. It's shooting high. Unfortunate. Okay, he's dragged that stick out a little bit, but that's why the wire didn't break, I guess. It's a good reason to use a drag instead of tying them to a fixed tree. Okay, so that is that one that I set up there a while ago. Just no gloves, nothing. This was the exact one I filmed me setting up, I believe. So there you go. Even though these dingoes are trap wary, one of them's missing a foot. I don't know if that's this one. Yes, no, this one actually has a back leg missing. So this one's been trapped before and still got caught in that trap where I was using no gloves or anything. So there you go, all you people telling me that you've got to leave no scent behind and wear gloves and all this. I've just kind of proved you wrong. So that was just on a urine lure, just dog urine, where the trap was here. I'm going to set it back up here for another couple of nights in the same spot. I think his mates, he's with two other proper dingo looking ones, this guy. I've seen him on the camera a few times. So I'm still trying to get rid of them as well. And I think they will more than likely come in to check out what's happened to him. Might be a bit unlikely that they're gonna go near this trap again because they might have seen him trapped in it. But anyway, if they're walking around here having a look, it might pick one of them up. So I'm just gonna set it again for another couple of nights, see what happens. Alright, we're just going in this morning. We're heading in to see about getting his first gun. Won't be able to take it home today. You'll have to put in a permit to acquire and wait for that to come through, but we can choose one out, put a deposit on it, see about a scope or what we want to do for optics. What are you going to go with, mate? The 22?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'm like a kid in a candy store in here.
Which one's this one?
How you going, mate?
It's an air rifle, 172. Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good.
Getting the young fella a 22.
Oh, buddy, look out. That's exciting.
He's got to decide what he wants.
Looking for brand new. We've got some cool Brunos and nice second-hand Brunos.
He just wants something pretty light.
Yep.
I don't think he's really set on what action or anything.
These are very popular for young fellas. They're the Winchester experts.
Yeah.
They shoot well.
Nice little bit. What magazine do they come with? Is that
Yeah,
a
it's
5?
like a 1022 mag.
Is it only a 5 shot or
10.
10? No. Oh, yeah. Oh. Have a hold, mate. See what you think.
It's pretty light.
I reckon that fits you nicely.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So it's like, then it shoots the bullet out and then you
Yeah.
push it forward and
Push it right forward and down.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's light and it's pretty easy to shoot with.
How heavy is that? Oh, that is light.
They're the lightest. Most ergonomic for kids.
Oh,
They're real skinny down in here. And we got rails for them, so you put a P-rail on it and put a scope.
yeah, okay. Well, I reckon that Winchester's pretty spot on for what you want, hey mate? Nice and light.
Yeah.
Happy with that? We'll put a deposit on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Alright.
looks pretty cool.
Just sighting in a new scope. As you probably saw when I got that Dingo, I had the little 22 Magnum with a red dot on it. I've never liked red dots. They're just not reliable, but I've had 2 problems with that one recently. I lent it to a guy I took it around to his place to shoot a buffalo in his yards, and it was very close range obviously because it was in the yards, and he shot it about 5 times before it dropped because it kept going very low. He didn't realise where it was hitting, and I just noticed the same thing with that Dingo. It's when I watched the footage, it was actually going very low even though it was only 10 metres away, and it sighted in for 50. And even when it is on target with a red dot, if you put the gun in a vise and move your head slightly from side to side behind the scope, you can see the red dot actually moves. So if you don't have your head in exactly the same position on the rifle every time when you're shooting, you're going to have a different zero, so, which is why I don't really trust them. The only useful red dot I have is on my semi-auto 12 gauge shotgun, and that, because it's a shotgun and you're generally using spread shot, you've got a little bit of room for error. So I'm changing to a normal daytime scope. I just got this one from CV Life. They're an American company. I will put the link in the comments. They're very cheap hunting gear. This scope is a 2.5 to 10 power with 50mm aperture, and it's $69 American, which worked out to $95 Australian, which is very cheap. I just before I found these guys, I bought a Nico Sterling 3 to 9 power scope for my son's 22 that he just got, and it was 150, and that was sort of the cheapest reasonable scope I could find for a 22. So this is over $50 cheaper than that. It's less than $100, so I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm going to do a bit of a review on it here. Comes with rings and batteries. It's got an illuminated reticle. You can either have red or green, so there's 4-5 different brightness settings for the reticle. I'm not all that interested in the illuminated reticle. That's doesn't do much for me, but considering I have got batteries with it, I will give it a go. I'm using the Hornady Critical Defense 45 grain 22 Magnum, and this is a Volquartsen Super Light. It's a beautiful little gun, one of my favorites. Shot some awesome pigs and deer with those 45 grain rounds for this thing. It's a great little gun. Alright, I've just put it on, and this is going to be the first shot out of the box, so I've just got it at 20 meters to see how we're going to go getting on target straight away. So I just found the first thing I didn't like about this, the caps, that the lens protectors that it comes with cover up the focus, the quick focus knob on this end, the adjuster, so you can't adjust the focus while you have that on. So I'm going to leave that off. The other thing, it was focused at 2.5 magnification. I've put it into 10, the top power. That's what I normally sight things in, with the highest power on the scope, and it was out of focus. So it does have a parallax adjustment as well up the front. That's set on about 100, so I should probably put that back to 20 and have another shot, see where it goes. Okay, very much high and left. Good features of this scope: it doesn't require a screwdriver or anything to adjust. You just pull that out and turn to adjust the windage and the elevation. Same thing, lift that up, turn, push it back down, it's locked in, which is useful, not needing tools for adjusting your zero. Alright, a couple of adjustments and we're getting pretty close. I still need to go about 1 inch. Right, and then I'll move it out a little bit. Just move the target out to 50. That was the last one, just slightly high of the red dot in the center. The first ones were over on the left and high there. We're pretty close, so I'll move it out to 50 and see how it looks. Okay, so that parallax adjustment at the front definitely makes a big difference to the focus. Just moving it out to 50, it was out of focus there, but I changed that adjustment and now it looks fine, nice and clear. Okay, it was still quite a bit high, so it must have been still, like your bullet will do a parabola to where it's going to hit, so it must have been still on the way up at the 20 meters, because it's gone higher than that at 50 by about that much. Pretty close there. Alright, so that was the last shot. I'm going to move it out to 75, and I think that will be where I will keep it zeroed. I'll check that, see how much adjustment I'll have to make at 100 then, but I think I'll keep it zeroed at 75. Just crossing out all these holes so I can tell which ones the new ones will be, and we'll check that from 75. Alright, that's about as close as you can get. I'm happy enough with it anyway. I will put it out to 100 and see what the difference there is going to be. Well, that was pretty quick and easy. These are the last two that I did at 100, so it's maybe 2 centimeters low at 100. That one to the right is probably just human error. So yeah, still going to be able to headshot pretty much anything at 100 meters. Not too much I'll be aiming at that's got a head smaller than 5 centimeter diameter. So that's good enough for my purposes for now. I might borrow a mate's lead sled if I want to get it dialed in exactly at some point, but most of my shooting is at 100 meters or less anyway, so I'll be happy enough with that. So yeah, the scope, I'm pretty happy with that. For the price, it's very good. If anyone's looking for cheap, these guys actually sent this one to me for free, but this particular model, 2.5 to 10 power by 50, is $69.59 American on their website. They've got various other models. They've got red dots as well. They've got bipods, tripods, slings, all sorts of shooting gear. I'll put the links in the comments. Get on and have a look if you want. They seem well priced and decent quality. Just come up this morning to put a camera on that where I've got this dog yesterday. I should have thought about it yesterday. I'd be interested to see whether the other two came back in last night to see if their mate was still here. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I didn't get anything in the trap, and I don't see any prints around close to it. Everything on that side was sort of trampled down by him from the night before, dragging the trap around. But yeah, I just a bit interested in dog behaviour. I have heard they will come back around the same spot the following night to see what's happened to their mate that got trapped, but I've never got that on camera for myself, so I'm not sure. Oh, got another one. 2 in a week. Both black ones. There's still a couple of tan, like traditional dingo looking ones hanging around, but okay. Another male. Once again, just urine on the corner here as the lure, and it was tied to that log as a drag, but it's been wrapped around this tree. He must have been here for a few hours. Geez, bloody pulled down that big tree. It's a dead tree, but they can put a fair bit of pressure on those traps. Oh, slowly getting rid of them. It's 2 out of the 4 that I have caught on the camera in the last few months, so there's still 2 of the tan ones left to try and get. Well, I've just reset this trap, put the drag back over here, set it in the same place where it was, and I'll put some more urine there. I'd say it'll be just as likely they'll come in to see if their mate's still around, but if they've got that urine there, they might go over to that particular spot. Helps to get them to step in the right spot. Anyway, once again, no gloves, no real worry about the scent. The cover for the pan on the trap is just an old dirty rag, was one of my shirts. Yeah, they're going to know I've been here. They can smell that I've been here. It's just a matter of hiding the trap so they're not going to know where it is. Another interesting fact that I learnt through someone who was giving me a bit of shit on one of my dingo trapping videos. I had a look at his channel, and he was actually a documentary filmmaker, and he made some films about dingoes. These black ones, I always thought they must have been crossbred with domestic, but they're actually 95% of them are pure dingoes. They mate for life, and they're very territorial. So, got him right behind the ear. So they very rarely breed with domestic dogs. So I've known this pack for quite a while, since they were pups, and there was 2 of the black ones and 2 of the tan ones, and I thought it must have been a mixed breed. Something got into a dingo bitch, but they're more than likely all pure dingoes, even those black ones. Interesting facts for you. Well, I just got around the corner here, and I've got another one on the same night. Must have been more of those black ones than I thought. Well, that one's a bitch. Hopefully the mate of that last one just back there. It's only 100 metres between them. And that last one that I got earlier in the week is just down at that next crossroad down there. Alright, so there we go. 3 in a week. This one was just tied straight to that tree with a chain, and there was a bit of tuna oil on the rag that I used to cover the pan. That was the lure. So I think I'll just reset it, same spot. No lure necessary. It's probably still got a bit of that tuna smell on the rag, but I think they're probably going to come in, like I said, to see their mate, see what's happened here, if they do come back in, if they haven't been scared off. Anyway, we'll see. There's been a lot to learn in the year since I first set a dog trap, but I'm pretty confident now that I know enough to trap most dingoes, particularly if they don't have any experience with traps. I had a few mistakes along the way, hence the one with the 3 legs, which had been caught before and got away with a trap on his foot. There's another black one missing a front foot and at least 2 tan ones, which I've seen on the cameras. So I have some work to do, but for now I'll have to pull the traps out before my trip to New Zealand next week. If you enjoyed the video, please like and leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss next week's episode. Cheers.